Here we're going to continue factoring. Always look for a GCF again, although in number 11 I don't see a GCF. Now in this case, number 11 is interesting because there's only two terms and they're being subtracted. When this happens, I'm thinking difference of squares. And in general, if you ever notice that in a trinomial, or in this case a binomial, the leading term and the constant term at the end can be square rooted, consider sum or difference of squares, perfect squares. So here we're going to try to square root each of those. So yeah, I think 16n squared can get square rooted into 4n, and 1 can get square rooted into 1. Oops, into 1. So look at this. The difference of squares template says that you add the square roots as one of the factors and subtract them as the other factor. And if you FOIL this together, you realize that what I have in factored form here is equivalent to what's up above. So that is factored correctly. And that's the trick when you have two terms to try to square root, and those terms need to be getting subtracted. Again, if the first and the last term in a trinomial is also square rootable, you can look at square rooting each of those, and then you just have to work on what your signs are going to be in your parentheses. In this case, when it's only two terms and they're being subtracted, you add and subtract the square roots. But what I'm trying to get at here, folks, is say we had 9a squared minus 30a plus 25. You can square root this and you can square root that into 3a and 5. But here you'd want both of these signs to be negative, because when I do this and I check it, still get the 9a squared and I still get the positive 25, notice. But here I get negative 15a and here I get negative 15a, so that's negative 30a. Say this problem is just a slight bit different and this is a positive 30a. Well, I can square root this and I can square root that, so I'm thinking I can do something with those square roots. And I put them in this template that I have, except for, again, this gives me a negative 15a and a negative 15a. All the other terms are correct the way they should be. Well, if I change these both to positive signs, now I get positive 15a and positive 15a, which makes positive 30a. A? Let's try number 19. Number 19, I can square root the first term, that's just 3m. I can square root the second term, that's just 4. I notice there's no middle term, so that means I need one positive or plus sign in the factors, and I need one to be a minus sign. And if you FOIL this together, it checks out. It is